It took about 10 years for Sarasate to get known in the world. It started basically around 1860, when he started to travel to England from Paris, where he was living at the moment. And then, of course, there was the famous trip which really made him world famous when he went to South and North America. In this trip, he was playing the first violin concerto of Max Bruch, which was not written for him, it was written for Joseph Joachim. But Bruch got so happy that he played his piece so many times in America that he decided to dedicate the second concerto and the Scottish Fantasy to Sarasate. During his trips, he had one pianist who came along with him. Her name was Berthe Marx, and they were basically traveling all the time throughout Europe, Russia, England, America, of course. There is a very famous trip of them where they were invited to play for a lot of money in America in 1889, and they played 100 concerts in 3 months. This was together with Eugène d'Albert, the pianist. They were sharing the concerts. And during this trip, Sarasate also had his own train cart where they were basically living in, because of all the traveling that they had to do. They had kind of to have a place where they could be themselves. In this train cart, they had a kitchen, they had a living room, a bedroom. Basically everything was there, it was just on wheels. It is interesting to note that he, from around 1870, started to play solely with her, and that they basically played 700 concerts together. These concerts were with many different programs. We always say that Sarasate was a composer and a violinist who played virtuoso pieces, but there are many pieces of evidence where that says the opposite. One concert program, for example, states that they were playing the Schubert Fantasy, which is an extremely difficult piece, both for the violin and the piano. They played a day later the Kreutzer Sonata of Beethoven, and then 1 or 2 days later Berthe Marx played solo the Don Juan Fantasy of Liszt, which is a horribly difficult piece. All these things, because of course this was just 3 concerts and 3 different pieces which I named, but they played many different things, make me understand how versatile they both were. She must have been an extremely good pianist. There are separate entries from newspapers from around 1900 which says that she was playing all the Chopin etudes and all Chopin preludes in one concert and repeated the same thing first in Germany and then in France. This was next to the concerts that she was giving basically throughout the whole year with Sarasate.